Yes, there we go. Ugh. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. That was weird. Okay, hi Wit, how you doing? I am Aspen Dracaena, your friendly neighborhood Ice Dragon Bookwyrm VTuber, streaming from the Library Cavern. Yes, Library Cavern. Hi Wit, how you doing? Um, so yeah, today I have had quite a, I don't want to call it lazy day, because I was really genuinely kind of worn out, and I wasn't sure what it was. I woke up early and I felt really energized, but I didn't need to be up that early, so I went back to bed. And then after that, I just felt really exhausted. I think I've been overworking myself on the editing project, but it is nearly done. I only have about 50 pages left to edit. So that's about less than a sixth of the book to go, and I could probably finish that tomorrow. So, yay! It's almost done. I can give it to the author early, too. I told the author I'd give it to her in 2 to 3 weeks, and today would have been week 1. So I'll be able to get it to her early, and I'm sure she'll be happy with that. You got Burger King Wit? You know, it's so funny. I hadn't been to Burger King in a long time. And the last time I was at Burger King, they still had chicken tenders. And I don't know if this is the Burger King that I went to in specific, but they don't seem to have tenders anymore. Seems like everybody else has tenders but Burger King now, which I find so strange. But anyway, yeah, so I had nuggets instead, and their nuggets are okay. There's like one 5 minutes away from the house. Nice, nice. I'm glad to hear that you have access to something decent around your house. I lived near my old house, or old place in California. I lived right near a Taco Bell and a Japanese market. And the Japanese market was great because they had pre-made bento boxes and stuff. But I did get food poisoning from one of them once. So, but I didn't get food poisoning from Taco Bell, which is fascinating because Taco Bells are not the cleanest. So, yeah. And usually Japanese markets are way cleaner. So you never know what's going to happen. But yeah, I loved living near that Japanese market, and I still kind of miss not living near it because they had such good food there. But anyway, yeah, I've had kind of a tired day, so I kind of feel like this is a good choice for a tired day, this game, because I'm sure it's designed for kids. And so it'll probably be not too difficult to play. I have my Xbox controller set up. I took out, I had Panda help me take the panels out underneath it, the little panel flipper things, because I hate those things. They always cause me problems. So I've had a stream that I had to unpublish because when I would hit the flippers, it would turn on Spotify and start playing music. And then it started playing something that I had in the background on my on my Chrome page, and then I was like, I can't even do that. So it kind of sucked. Anyway, technical difficulties. We love those, don't we, in the streaming world? There always seem to be technical difficulties. Anyway, Panda is not with me immediately now, but he is going to join me later, or at least he said he might. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so we're going to play Bluey tonight. And yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to this. So I pinned that there's a shocking secret. I have never watched a full episode of Bluey. I watched part of an episode of Bluey, which is fine. Like, it was cute. And I get why people like this game, this TV show rather, because it's really cute. It's really simple. The characters are not obnoxious. they aren't mean to each other in ways that are like, you know, bad examples to kids, you know. So anyway, so let's get started. So I have to press the A button to start. No. Come on, let's work here. Come on.
New game.
There we go. Okay. This update is called Games. Okay. This is bad. It keeps giving me the shift and tab. Okay. Alright. New and improved games, new game modes, more collectibles, improved controls. Okay. This game is quite loud. No, now it's screenshotting. Oh my gosh. I don't think this controller likes me. This X button. Quickly jump back and got it. Okay. Oh, I'm not sure if I can use this controller to play this game. No, don't start House Flipper. What is going on? No. I can't. No, don't. No. Hang on. Hang on. What is happening? It's no. Just a second. You can't see it on screen, but the Xbox controller just turned on House Flipper. So I have Bluey and I have House Flipper. Exit game. Exit. Okay. And I thought it was going to be a simple children's game. Okay, so press the A button. No. We're not doing House Flipper. Let me just check the connections here. Update game bar. Oh my gosh. Seriously? I have to update it? Are you kidding me? It doesn't say there's any updates. Ugh. Update. Okay. Alright. Okay. A. Okay, it doesn't want to connect with Bluey for some reason. Oh, come on. Really? Steam, maybe? Connect it. Yeah, controller required. I have my controller. Oh, no. Oh, no. There needs to be a Bluey expansion of... You know what? You're right. A Bluey expansion of House Flipper. And... Alright, if I press B, it does a screenshot. No. I don't want a screenshot. A. Show keyboard. More settings. General. Gaming features. Oh my goodness, what is going on? General. Yeah, so see, it has House Flipper, Spirit City, and Date Everything available on the bar. Widget menu, audio. Oh my gosh. No. Are you kidding me? Are you not gonna let me play this? Oh my gosh. And... No. 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 Hi, Mystic. How are you? I'm gonna see if my controller will let me play. Compact mode on. No, I don't want that. Oh gosh, okay. Capture performance. Enable click-through. Oh no. I'm gonna need Panda's help. Stuck in gay baby jail on Blue Sky until I can get a credit card because apparently debit cards do not verify you're over 18. Oh no! Oh, that sucks. That sucks. I'm sorry. I am so sorry about that. What if I do this? No? I mean, it kind of let me do it. Use the new games menu to quickly travel between each game location. And then it didn't. What is... What if I do X? Y? X, Y? Oh my goodness! What is this? Give me a second, I need Panda! Panda! Honey! I need you! I need your help. Hang on, where is he? My Xbox controller is not letting me play. It is doing everything but letting me play. It's messing things up. I press the A button and then I get like the menu for the Xbox controller instead of it actually doing anything in the game. I don't it's so frustrating. Okay. It's an Australian game, so hold your controller upside down. But A is still A. I tried pressing X and Y. Okay, X doesn't do anything, Y doesn't do anything. I press A. Okay, that worked that time. Why did I have to get the fancy Xbox controller? What if I do this? A? Okay, that kind of worked. Okay, A. Yeah, every time I press A, like, everything goes bonkers. Check the new Muffin and Uncle Stripes sticker book page. Use the arrows to... Okay. Complete episode 2 to unlock Muffin. Find all flamingos and rackets to unlock Uncle Stripe. Controller settings. Steam input. Okay. Each. Sorry, I'm reading something. Controller support info. Oh dear, okay. Your controller, yes, select. Okay, I'm just checking everything, okay? Yes, you're progressing through the menu, so I'm doing, yeah, apparently. Official layout for Bluey gamepad. A button. Okay, apply layout. Back. Okay, let's see if this works. A. Nope. It still gives me the Steam menu over it and the... okay. Hang on a sec. Alright. Okay, update is called Quests. Okay. A. New characters have come to visit. Okay. Complete the quests and get new releases or new rewards. Okay, yeah. I'm progressing through the menu, but each time I do the menu, I get the overlay for the Xbox controller, and I have to go do back to game. Shift and tab. Nope, that doesn't do it. Start. No, I don't want a screenshot. Are you kidding me? Okay.
Bluey!
Select a character. Alright, I'm Bluey. I will be Bluey. Okay. Oh!
Holidays! Yeah, holidays! Mum, Dad, wake up!
Oh, hey, what?
We made a sticker book of all the things we're going to do.
Don't forget, we've already got lots of fun stuff planned. You're going to
Okay.
play Muffet at the park, see Granddad, and there's a trip to the beach.
Hey, Bingo, let's go play mermaids. Okay.
Hold your horses there, girls. Before you get to games, you have to clean up your toys.
Oh, do we have to?
Yeah, it's like a zoo down there.
That's because we were playing zoo.
Fair enough.
You can't
Fair enough.
argue with that. How about I help you?
Yes, please.
Good plan, gang. I'm gonna get a bit more shut-eye.
Hey!
Nope.
This episode of Bluey is called Holidays.
This episode
Alright,
of Bluey is
let's
called
round up these
Holidays.
critters.
Oh, let's make it so the animals have escaped from the zoo. Oh, yeah, good idea.
Okay. Alright, that's working. Okay, maybe this will work.
Oh no! A lion on the loose!
And congrats on the
Quick,
third
let's catch
streak!
it.
Okay. X.
Whack-a-doo!
Okay.
Let's check the living room next.
That works. Living room, okay. Downstairs. This is a big house. They have a very nice house. My goodness. Hey, Digi.
Whoa, a penguin. Not sure what he's doing here in this Aussie heat.
Oh, did you know that there are penguins in New Zealand?
Nice one. The penguin is under control, slippery little fella. To the playroom.
Okay, playroom. This is a nice... How did they afford this nice house?
Very lovely jokes.
Come on, little fella.
Ah, their mom works for airport security and their dad is an archaeologist. Yeah, they have some of that nice money from science and
There are
working
critters
in
all over the place.
security.
Let's get that spider first.
Spider! I guess to protect minors. But at the same time, hearing a redneck, you ain't getting my credit card. You ain't get my card when they try this here. Okay. Alright.
Oh, phew. It's only rubber.
This is... Thankfully, this is an easy game.
Quick, we need to save him.
It's a dolphin! So, human mother used to... Oh, every time I press A, it does it. No! No! Stop it! Okay. There we go.
Look! Can we play Keepy Uppy?
Keepy uppy?
Yeah, of course. Give it to me.
Oh, I know what they're talking about. It's where you...
Remember, we've got to hit the balloon to keep it up in the air, and you can't let it touch the ground.
Yes.
All right, let's do this.
The game itself is not hard. It's the controller that's being a pest. Okay.
Whack-a-doo!
There we
Come
go.
on, let's go play in the backyard.
Okay.
You guys are getting good at this.
I'm a Keepy Uppy expert. Yeah, this is easy.
Keepy
Just
uppy.
remember to make
Keepy
sure the
uppy.
balloon doesn't touch the grass. You squirts are pretty good
There we
at this.
go.
Let's go again.
Hey, I'm not bad at this game. Nice. Nice.
Whoa!
The balloon!
Oh no.
It's floating through the window!
Oh no.
Oh, well, game over. Back to bed for the big blue guy.
No, we have to find it. Come on.
Find the balloon. Find the balloon.
Which room did it go into?
With this house, who knows?
Yeah.
Let's keep looking
This
until we
is.
find it.
Yes, boss.
Can I move
Okay.
in? I want to move in.
Head
Bluey's
upstairs
parents.
and find that balloon.
Can I move in? This is a nice house.
No balloon
I'll just
here.
bring Panda with me. You'll like Panda. He'll fix your computer. Oh
There
no.
it is.
Oh
How
no.
do we get to it?
We'll have to move stuff to get to it. Let's start by moving that stripy box in front of the pram.
A
too
stripey
heavy.
box.
I can help you.
If it's too heavy, maybe Dad can help you.
Or Mum.
Okay.
Whew, good work.
Easy
We're nearly
peasy.
there.
Whoa, that pram looks heavy. Might need an extra pair of muscles to help move it.
Okay. Alright. X button is good. X button works. Okay. There we go.
Oh, way to go.
Nice.
Teamwork makes the dream work. All right, let's get that balloon.
Yeah!
Okay.
what's this?
Ooh, a treasure map.
Hey, that's a
At
picture
first
of me
I
when I
thought
was a
this
kid.
is okay.
Loading day.
You mean the
I don't
others?
know about
Yeah.
the ant.
What's that drawing on the back?
Ha, no way. I'd forgotten about this. When we were kids, your Uncle Stripe, Uncle Rad and I buried some treasure and we drew this map so we could find it again.
It's a treasure map. Ooh, treasure. Can we go find it?
Well, this is only one piece of the map. We'd need to find the other two pieces from your Uncle Rad and Uncle Stripe so we know where to look.
Oh, girls, you don't want to spend your holidays looking for Dad's old junk.
Yes, we do. Please, please.
Please.
Well, maybe you can ask Uncle Stripe when you see him tomorrow.
Looks like we're going on a treasure hunt, Squirts.
Hooray!
I feel
Good job! You finished the episode. Now you can play Keepy Uppy.
I feel like there's a whole discussion going on in chat. I'm like, what? Okay, Bluey has an aunt that was distant with her sister, Bluey's mom, for a long time. The episode where she visited implied without saying it, it's because the aunt is barren and didn't want to visit all this time due to jealousy and is just now moving on. Oh, that's rough. Oh, poor Brandy. That's sad. Sometimes some people have a hard time when they find out they can't have kids. It takes a lot of healing to get through that.
You found Dad's piece of map.
Okay, Dad's piece of map.
Let's put the treasure map piece in your sticker book for safekeeping.
Okay.
The
Why?
Healer House.
All right.
Keepy Uppy.
Keepy uppy. Wait. No. It's opening Spirit City. Why are you doing that? Computer. I mean, at least it's just Spirit City. Okay. Alright. A. Game. Back to game. No. Okay. Back. No, stop taking screenshots. Back. Okay, so what do I do next? Sticker book. What's over here? Okay, let's do this. X.
This is the sticker book, you little scamps. Just
Okay.
imagine how it's going
Sticker
to look
book.
when you've filled it up at the end of your holidays. These are all the pieces of the map you've found. Select the map at any time to continue our adventure. You've unlocked these locations. We can travel to our favorite places from here.
Okay.
You can now go and find these collectibles in our house.
All right.
Where do you want to go? Travel to the healer house.
Yes. I've always had problems with this Xbox controller, which is why I rarely use it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Actually, this house that we're in does not feel very spoopy. Yes, I saw that. I am going to check that out. Okay. Yes.
Travel to the healer house.
Travel to the healer house. Okay, so yes, let's move these things. What's that? No, I don't want... I like books, but no, not right now.
Oh, so pretty.
I found a thing! It's a unicorn! A unicorn! Okay. I got the unicorn sticker. And B. No screenshots, thank you. I'm gonna have so many screenshots to clean up after. Let's see. What else am I supposed to do? Okay. Wait. What am I supposed to do with the unicorn puppet? Is there a special place for the unicorn puppet? Unicorn puppet, where do you go? Oh, it still wants me to go the sticker book. Okay. X. Yeah, that's where I am. Yes. Give it to Dad. Unicorse. Okay. Let's see. Dad. No. No, come back, Dad. Come back. No, Dad, come back. What? Okay. I don't know. There's... Oh, I can slide down the rail. Nice. Oh, the banister. Why are they all just walking in weird places? Oh, and there's a cake. Alright. Yeah, I gotta figure out what is up with this controller. Okay. Nah, snarp, snarp. I don't play too many games where I need a controller. A Pavlova. Yes. True. Is this just for me, or preschool shows in general finally embrace the whole make it for kids, fun for everybody thing Sesame Street did for decades? Yeah, I think you have a good point there. I can't... Can I stack it? No. Alright, I can't get the Pavlova. Apparently. I guess I need a ladder. Okay, jump. No! Oh my gosh, do not open house flipper. Stop! Ugh. Yeah, this is very annoying. I may need Panda to bring me another controller because this is killing me. This is absolutely killing me. Okay. Panda! need help. Okay, so let's just look around the house. Let's just do that, because I can do that. Sorry, dawned on me that I might be the one person here who's seen the most Bluey. Yeah. Yeah, I watched one. I'm trying to remember. Panda fiance alarm! Yeah. Okay, so this is the yard. So there's a sticker book in every room. There's a little guy, a little leaf. Why is this so cool? Oh my gosh. What a cute... Oh, wait. No. I want that. That. Give me that. No, I want that. No. Okay. I'm confused. Wait, what's going on now? Wait, why am I not moving? Uh-oh. Wait, why am I not moving now? Oh, there we go. No, I want this one. I want this one. It's shiny. It's doing bubbly things. Okay. Let's walk around a little bit. Oh, we could play dress up. Oh, okay. And there's some toys here. There's a sandbox. There's a trampoline. Oh my goodness. It's a trampoline. We can trampoline. Yay! Whee! We can trampoline. Yay!
Oh, so pretty.
Okay, I unlocked another sticker. Trampoline! It's a trampoline, a trampoline. Alright, so we got another sticker. Wait, let's see. There's other things that have stickers. The trampoline does. Okay, and some plants do. Some toys. Okay. Alright, and everybody's here. Okay, this is the yard. Can we exit? No. Alright. I feel like this bear is special. It's a special bear. Special bears should go inside so it doesn't get rained on. Okay. Alright. How about the hockey?
Oh, so pretty.
The hockey thing is pretty. Okay, we found one hockey. Oh, we have to find 3 pavlovas, 3 newspapers, 3 leaves, and 3 hockey sticks. Okay. Trampoline. Okay. Alright, let's figure this out. X. A? What? Do I have to put all those things inside of it? A. No! Stop! Oh my gosh. I swear. I think Panda was playing a game earlier. And I think he might not be finished yet. So he might come down after he's done. Maybe he'll bring me another controller. Maybe. Okay, let's look around. Okay. There's a tent. Oh man, I love making like tents with can I go in there? No. Alright, how about this one? Okay. Alright, A. Okay. It's not letting me do anything. Okay. There's edgy fan fiction. Bluey analog horror. When you want to play Bluey, but you can't because your controller isn't working because it's possessed. Oh, I think that's a sticker one. How do I... No, I want the sticker. I want sticker. I want it. Is there a way I can climb up there? Okay. So I need to somehow get that. Can I go here? And then... There we go.
Oh, so pretty.
Ah! I got another one. Yeah, I love that too. They're just wandering around the house with no reason. Nothing going on, just doing weird stuff. Okay, I can't reach the Pavlova. I'll go upstairs. Maybe I can find other things to look for. Ah, he's a paleontologist. Look, dinosaur feet. Alright, anything in here that I can collect? Oh, there's a bear way up there. Oh, no. Here we go. Another hockey stick.
Oh, so pretty.
We got the hockey stick. Alright, so we have all the hockey stick. Okay. You unlocked Greedy Queen crown. Okay. Nice. Oh, no. They're doing... What was that dance called? Like the scissor or something? I was working at a school when that was popular. And I swear, the kids were doing it all the time. I was like, oh my gosh. Stop it already. No, I don't need the guitar. I like the guitar. I'm going to put it down here. I need this. No! I don't need that. I need this. No? What? Why?
Oh,
There
so
I go.
pretty.
That's what I needed. Yes, flossing. That's right. You might be able to drag something over to stand on so you can grab Pavlova. I was thinking that. Got a friend in Australia that runs his own real estate company, won multiple awards too, and he'd kill to sell a house this big. Seriously. This is a nice house. Like, seriously? This is a good house. Okay. Can I jump on the bed? No.
Oh, so pretty.
Oh, so pretty. I unlocked another one. Okay. Okay. Alright. So we get the bunny. Okay. Alright. No, it's not gonna let me open the door. Okay. No, stop doing screenshots. Okay. Okay, so what if we jump? Okay. And then we jump. Okay, and then we jump. No. No. And then we jump. No. Okay. Stop running. Bluey, stop. Okay. I can't do that. There's a... Yes! I saw some commercials for the new Muppet Show. I am so excited. That is so awesome. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's a bathroom. Whoop. No, stop it. Stop it. I really hate this controller. Okay. Alright, let's see which ones we can get until we can get Panda. Yay! We got that one. Okay, we got that one. Alright, so we need the Pavlovas and we need the little leafy guys. Oh dear. Okay. Do, 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 do. Oh look, it's the town in the distance. It's so cute. Oh my gosh, this balcony is intense. Oh my gosh. This balcony is something else. Okay, I've got the Pavlova. So even though I am allergic to egg whites, I have had Pavlova before. Of course, I had a reaction after. Luckily, I'm not so allergic to egg whites that it will actually kill me. But it's good stuff. I mean, it's just a meringue with like layered with fruit and yumminess. They're actually, I don't think they're super difficult to make either, if I recall correctly. Okay. Oh, and this is kitchen. Alright. So let's see. The things we need to get. Alright, let's look at the
Travel
sticker.
to the Healer House.
Okay. So, we need a newspaper, we need 2 Pavlovas, and we need 3 leaf guys. Okay. Can I open the refrigerator? No. Okay. No. What's in there? What is it? What is it? Bluey. Oh, it's pepper. Okay, put down the pepper, Bluey. Put down the pepper. Okay. 2 Pavlovas. We know where the other one is. Yeah, I do hope that the new Muppet show will be really good. I mean, as long as they don't mess up the formula that was already there, it's gonna be good. I mean, you go with the formula and it'll be good. You got Statler and Waldorf. You got the Swedish Chef.
Oh, so pretty.
It's gonna be good, you know? Have Bunsen and Beaker. Like, it's gonna work. If they try to change it too much, though, no, it's not gonna work at all. It's just gonna be a mess. So, okay, anything else in this kitchen? Can I put it back in there? It won't go back in. Wonderful. Oh, can I go up that way? No. I'm trying to figure out what I can collect around the house to stand on. Oh, here we go. Okay. No, not the book. I like books, but not the book. Okay. I want the dolphin, please. 1 dolphin for me. Is it just my job to make the house a complete mess, like children often do?
Oh,
There
so
we go.
pretty.
Finally. What are your guys' favorite Muppets? I would love to know that, actually. I have some particular favorites. But I don't know. It's kind of fun to find out who people's favorite Muppets are, because I feel like it tells you something about them. Gonzo and Rizzo, yep. Gonzo's fantastic, and Rizzo is fantastic as well. I mean, there's no wrong answer to this question. That's the great thing about the Muppets. There are no wrong answers. Fozzie and Gonzo, yep. I also like Yolanda from the 2015 Muppet series, but I don't know if they use her anymore. I'm trying to remember... Hang on a sec. I'm trying to remember Yolanda. I like Janice. Janice is cool. But I always like the goofier ones, like Gonzo, and Yolanda's a lady rat. Okay. Did we get everything in this room? I think so. Basically a female Rizzo. Yep. We got everything in the bathroom. See, even the bathroom's nice, but it doesn't have a sink. How are they supposed to wash their hands? Okay. Oh. Well, there's this bathroom. They have those separate... Ah, I see. Right. I get it. I get it. How do I get in there? Do I have to turn on the water and, like, make it float? Why is Dad's head right there? That is such a Dad thing to do. Yeah, what are you doing, Australia? I don't get it. What's Wi-Fi?
The Gila House.
Okay. The Gila House. Honey.
Hey, honey.
Do you want to see what happens when I play?
What happens when you play?
Watch what happens.
Oh.
And if I press, that's the A button, and if I press the B button, it takes a screenshot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think the best way to fix that is to potentially hardwire it into the game, into the system, maybe.
Yeah.
And if not, then by all means, we should switch to a PlayStation controller.
Yeah, because this is annoying.
Yeah. Be right back.
Okay. All right. Yay! I have my panda. I have 13 stars. Okay, so I can't get any more stuff right now. All right. Oh, let's see. Here, we'll do a chef's hat because you know what? One of my absolute favorites from the Muppet Show is a Swedish chef. You say that no, it's because of the Swedish chef. I next time I'll give you guys a choice, and next time I'm able to get a new hat, you guys get a choice. That's fair. Okay, good. You guys will have a chance to choose. Okay. Oh, look at the picture. Okay, yeah, because this is going to take some work. Okay. Oh, I can't pull it. Oh, there it goes.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Tech support's here.
Tech support is here.
Do you have a USB-C thing on your computer?
Let's see.
Probably in the back.
Yeah, these are just the USB ones that I have on the top
Okay.
that I know of.
I gotta get another one from my room.
Okay.
So,
Should I try this one?
I forgot to bring a PlayStation controller, so that's why
Okay.
I'm useless to you right now.
All right. Okay. We're working on it. Technical difficulties. Yeah. But yeah, I like the Swedish Chef. Try to think of who else I like. I like Oh no, that's not the right kind. This will not work with this one. Okay. Alright. So, the Swedish Chef is a favorite. Ah, there we go. Okay. Alright, and then let go. Okay. Can I get that way? No. Why is there... Oh, no. Wait, what am I pushing? It's a box. Okay.
Okay.
It will only let me... It won't go me... Okay. Interesting.
This is gonna work, but
X.
I don't know what this would change, but there may be also some extra settings that you have to. There may be some extra settings that you have to adjust either in Steam or in Windows 11.
Okay. Alright, we're gonna try wiring it and see if that works.
You know what Bluey?
Yes, I am playing as Bluey. You pressed A and it worked?
You press B and it works.
Oh, finally. Okay. So apparently I can't do it wirelessly.
Yeah, if you do it wirelessly, it doesn't like. If you do it wirelessly, yeah, the system doesn't necessarily like it.
Oh,
Well,
so
that's lame.
Yeah, it kind of it defeats the purpose, you know.
I know. Defeats the whole point.
Unless you're using it like with the Xbox app, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, there we go. I guess I can put this down. There. Okay. Alright, so I got that. Okay, now let's see. I have to go... No, I don't need the pillow. Jump on here.
Boingy, boingy, boingy,
Okay.
boingy.
Ah! No, I need to get that guy.
The healer house.
Ah, no. Back. No. No!
Tech support comes through again.
Yes, tech support. Yay!
The system doesn't necessarily like it. Plug and play, meatbag.
Tech support husby. Okay. Yes, sometimes I call Panda husby. I think it's appropriate.
It's okay.
Cause he's the husbando bear. Okay, alright, so let's try this. Okay. Can I stack the books and stand on the books? No. No. On the book. I want the cake. Or the pavlova, rather. There we go. Thank you.
Okay.
It's the pavlova. Okay, now you need to get all the little leaf guys. The little leafies. Husband bingo hat. Okay, nice.
I was gonna say, that definitely looks like something I would wear.
You would wear that. I've been getting ads on Facebook for this hat company that makes hats like Panda usually likes to wear.
Scally caps.
Yeah. And they have all kinds of really nice ones. Okay, can I open? I can't open those doors. Okay. Alright, let's see. Alright, what hat do you want me to wear now? I will change hats. Chat.
Oh, not
Oh,
me.
Panda.
Not me.
Panda can. Panda, you have feedback. Should I
I was
put?
gonna say, yeah, put that one on.
Okay. Here, I'll put this one on
Oh
this
no,
time.
I love to see your feet, bye.
Oh, the gnome hat. Wait, I have to do the gnome hat. Wait, where's the gnome hat? This one. Okay. The gnome hat. There we go.
Kaboom.
We are a gnome. Although it looks a little bit like Mickey's hat in The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Okay. Now, how do I get this guy? I think I have to jump.
See, this kind of reminds me of what Matt and Trey said during the development of South Park: The Stick of Truth. For those of you who don't know, South Park: The Stick of Truth proved a challenge to Trey Parker and Matt Stone because they had never had to map out South Park before.
Okay.
Curse you, Panda, and your husband privileges.
No. That one.
So
Yes.
pretty.
Curse you. Oh, okay.
That was more like David the Gnome's hat. They had never had. Okay.
Okay, let's see. Put the cloud down. I am making such a mess. Like, this is not me. Like, I put things away.
That's a Kirby enemy you just picked. Yeah, Krakow!
Okay. Where there's a guy over here. Jump? No. A. Okay. I need to get up here. Okay, maybe I need to do this.
Oh, so
Oh, I
pretty.
just need to stand. I don't even have to jump. Okay, so I have 3 more leaves to go. Alright, where are the other leaves? Are they hiding in the trees? Because I can't find... and I don't... No, I can't pick this one up. There? No. There? No. Okay. Maybe that one is, bugged. Okay, let's see. Are there any of the leaf guys outside? The leafy dudes. Leafies. The leaf friendo.
Friendos.
Leafy friends.
If not friend, why friend shaped?
Right. I mean, like, you know, those cute little snakes. They're cute. Do I pick up the trampoline?
Pick up the trampoline and put it in your infinite pocket.
I know. I should have an infinite pocket. Oh, I did the Oh my gosh. I reached the maximum height. No. Okay. Leafy. Little leaf friend. Leaf friendo. Where are you? Oh, there's a soccer ball. Or a football.
So
Now they call it
pretty.
soccer in
They
Australia.
do call it
because
soccer?
they have Aussie rules football down there.
Ah, right.
So I believe they do. Their soccer team's nickname is the Socceroos.
The Socceroos.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so we're not the only weird ones. That's actually kind of nice to know.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's a friend-shaped friend up there. No, I mean friend-shaped friend. Friend. I need you. Friend? Friendo? Oh, I guess not. Okay. What about other friendies? There's the sticker book again, but I need the leaf.
Don't go running out into the street. What's the matter with you?
I am a rambunctious pup.
Oh, so
I got a froggy.
Frog.
Froggy, yay!
Kiddo.
Get Pete. Alright. I have more friends to find. Oh. Wait. Can I put... It won't let me put it in... Okay. There's a leaf.
Oh,
Got
so
leaf
pretty.
2. Where's the other leaf? Where's the other leaf? I feel like some of these you need a second player to cooperate with in order to reach them. Yeah, probably. Heart boppers. Ah, okay. Heart boppers. Okay. Are you trying to tell me that Panda needs to get a controller so he can play too? Alright. What leafy friend? Friend of leaf. I'm looking. Maybe I need to look more carefully outside. Leaf o lake. Friend o leaf. No. Okay. Put this back on the bed.
Jump on the bed?
Yeah, I can jump on the bed, but I can't get... Can I jump higher?
Looks like you can.
I think that's as high as I can get. I go back and forth. Would that help me?
Yeah, it doesn't...
No.
I can climb that.
I don't... No, I want the... No. Yeah, I don't know. Bingo may have a case of the giggles.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Leafy friend. Leafo. Is there something I have to open? No. No, I'm trying to move the box. No? Okay. Alright, you know, maybe there's nothing in the box that I can get. Okay. Okay, what if there is... it looks like there isn't a leaf out there. Okay. Wait, if Bluey and Bingo are sisters and they live in this huge house, why don't they have their own bedrooms? Because this is a huge house. Yeah, it's not letting me hold and drag. I tried. Because you're supposed to... Alright, so with a hold, you're supposed to click on it, and then you drag. You don't hold the X button. Okay. Alright, and then what if I do this? Can I do that? Okay. I can push that. Okay. Let's see. Can I push it into Mom and Dad's room? Okay. Alright. No, it won't let me push it. Well, that sucks. You know, I'm just gonna leave it there because I feel like it. Okay, so let's try this again. Jump, 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 jump. Or is there something else we can... how about jump there? Jump there. And then we jump. Ah, got it. No!
No, wrong one.
I went the puppy. Goodness. Okay. I want the leaf. Where's the leaf? Where is Leaf Friendo? Friendo Leaf.
This feels like that old Nickelodeon game show, Finders Keepers, in a way.
Yeah. Okay. There was an outside. What? Wait. I can get up there. There we go.
Oh, so pretty.
Oh, so pretty. Everything's pretty. Okay. Alright. So we have to get, I think it's the monkey is on top of the leaf. And then this little guy is outside, the one with the hat. And it won't let me pick up the bouncy ball with the ears. And then there's a basketball, a volleyball, a beach ball, and something about the... Okay. I would love to put this in there, but it won't let me. And now I have hiccups. Great! I'll clean the toilet! Alright, there we go. I cleaned something. There we go. I'm a good little puppy. I'm a good little Bluey. I cleaned the toilet. Okay. Is the little leaf outside here? Little leaf. Where are you? Leafy friend. Leafy friend. Leaf. Is there something else in here I was supposed to open? Friend of leaf. Leafy friend. Bunny. Okay. Can I open the refrigerator? No. No. I can pick up that though. Okay. I don't know where friend leaf is. I can... Okay. Alright. I have no idea. I have no idea where leaf friend is. That makes me sad. I want leaf friend. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Let's go to the sticker book.
Travel to the healer house.
What if I want to travel to a different house? Okay. Back. Okay, how about
The
one?
healer house.
I can't believe we need a walkthrough for Bluey the video game.
I know! This should be easy.
I hate these. Well, I hate these. You know, find-a-thons, collect-a-thons, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah. It's not like Mario Brothers where you have to... Oh, wait. Back here. Hang on. No, put that down.
Nope. Behind you.
I know, the other one. There we go!
A leaf.
Oh, so pretty.
Final leaf friend! We did it! Yay! We did it! Now we just have to get the other things.
Like, it's not offensively bad like a lot of, you know, games based off of children's properties are, but
Right,
or,
right.
or can be. Like Peppa Pig the same. But
And definitely this is way better than the JoJo Siwa game.
oh my god, the JoJo Siwa game.
That game made me want to vomit.
It was Technicolor vomit.
Like, literally, it hurt my eyes. It was so bright.
Technicolor vomit, yeah.
Yeah, it was disturbing. But, I mean... I don't want to say mean things about people. But, I mean, it is JoJo Siwa. No. Okay, can I climb up here? Oh, there we go.
Oh, so pretty.
Did it! Yay! Oh, the JoJo Siwa game? Oh.
Yeah, that was a weekend like last summer. It was a Sunday stream last summer or something like that.
Yeah, it was a while ago. That game is so brightly colored, and it's painful. It is painful to look at. Boing. Every time you walk to the border, it makes a boing sound. A boing. Boing. Okay, where can I find the rest of the outdoor toys? It doesn't allow me to interact with this other than to jump on it.
Yeah. It's not like there's anything you can really get at the top or something like that.
Yeah.
You got like one more thing to find before you get the cowboy hat, it looks like.
Yeah. Whee! Why am I sparkling? Wait, why am I... So... If I go too high, maybe? Do I get the trampoline? Do I get a trampoline achievement? Do I have to kick a ball? What do I do? Wait. Oh yeah, that's the thing that won't let me pick up. Why? Why won't it let me pick up? Castle? Oh, there's a ball. No, that's not the right ball, though. Okay. Not on the bookshelf. Oh, the beach ball. But that's not the right beach ball. What? Okay. I think I have to play some games in order to...
The Healer House.
Yeah, in
Okay.
order to get everything else.
Alright, so... Let me go to the sticker book.
The treasure map.
The treasure map. Okay, go to the next episode. Yeah.
The treasure
All
map.
right, gang. Let's go and meet Uncle Stripe and Muffin at the park.
Oh no.
What? Oh no.
Oh,
Sticky Gecko.
those.
This episode of Bluey is called Rescue.
I love those things.
Come on, kids. We're going to be late to meet Muffin and Uncle Stripe.
But I have to catch Geki.
Oh, Bingo, that's going to take a long time. We'll have to help
Sticky
Geki
Gecko.
get down.
Good idea. Let's grab something to stand on.
Okay. Alright. X button. Let's grab something to stand on. Okay.
It's still too high. We can't get it.
Come on, kids, let's go to the park. I'll get Geki something soft to land on. Just in case.
Okay.
Come on, Squirt. We can ask your Uncle Stripe about the next piece of the map.
Alright. Adobe is discontinuing Adobe Animate.
Yep. In shitification.
Oh, wait.
They're just basically saying like, hey, you can do all this in
We're
After
here.
Effects. No, you fucking can't.
Where are we meeting
You
Muffin
know?
and Stripe?
Let me see. Oh, at the Castle Fort.
Castleford.
This place is massive.
They
Bluey,
changed their
where is
mind,
the Castle
bullying
Fort?
works.
I don't know.
Oh, they changed their
But I
mind.
know how to
Bullying
find
works.
Let's go to the top of the slide hill.
Oh, yeah. We'll be able to see the whole park from up there.
Okay. So we're going
Alright,
this way.
Let's head up there and see if we can spot Muffin and Stripe.
Okay.
Alright, let's spot Muffin and Stripe. Okay, what's this? X. Okay, jump. Jump. Oh, it was just showing me where to
Whoa,
go.
What a view. Keep your eyes peeled for the Castle Fort.
I can't see it. Me neither. There's too many trees in the way.
What if we give you a piggyback? You can see even further from higher up.
Ooh, okay. Come on, Bingo.
Yes, give me a piggyback.
Scanning, scanning. Scanning.
Look over there.
Look over there. That's where we just were. Weren't we just over there? I guess not. I don't remember that. Oh, there we go.
You found
Look,
them.
they have their hats on.
Wackadoo. Lead the way, girls.
But what if I want to go up there? Okay, alright, fine. I have to lead the way. Probably also has animators and studios threatening to boycott all Adobe.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
Well, you know, there's a reason why I use DaVinci.
Yeah.
Hi, Muffin. Hi, Bluey. Hi, Bingo.
Oh, chaos
Looking
personified.
sharp, mate.
Muffin.
Muffin wanted to play dress-ups.
Yes, I think
Ooh,
the only
nice
episode
tiara,
I watched
Muffin.
is one where Muffin was causing
I'm a
problems.
princess.
When isn't Muffin
What
causing
should we
problems?
play?
Go to
Oh, let's
shame.
play Ground is Lava. Oh, yeah. I don't think princesses can play Ground is Lava. I think they just stand around and wave and look pretty.
That's boring.
I know. You can be a princess in a tower, and we have to play Ground is Lava to rescue you. Yeah, but you have to wear dress-ups too. Okay. Ah!
Yes, Muffy?
Where are my dress-ups? We need them to play Ground
Where
is
are my
Lava.
dress-ups?
I think you left them over at the playground with the flying fox.
We'll go get them.
All right, gang, let's
Okay.
go.
Let's go this way, I guess. Because there's an arrow pointing to a hat. Okay.
All right, party people, where are those dress-ups?
I think I see them.
Good stuff. Let's grab and go.
Alright.
You're in the lava.
Oh
What?
no, he's in the lava.
remember?
Oh man,
Bluey's
this
in
lava
their
is
cell action
everywhere.
2D.
But how
Ah,
do we get to Muffin's
interesting.
dresses without touching the ground?
We'll have to climb and jump our way there.
Okay.
I just like Bluey simply because it doesn't
Hooray!
look like every other
We got it.
cartoon
Nice
out there.
job.
Yeah, it does have
Let's
its
get
own
to the
unique
next one.
quality.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Pretty far.
It is. But we can use that frog to jump and reach there.
All
If
right.
something's worth doing, it's worth doing well.
Okay.
Dad.
Good one, girls.
There we
Let's
go.
head back to play with Muffin.
Hooray!
You know, one thing I'm appreciating about Bluey here is it doesn't have the whole, like, oh, Bluey's a girl, so she has to be pink and wear a bow.
Yeah,
You know?
No,
She's just Bluey.
Yeah, I like the fact that, you know, Bluey is a girl, but is not,
We
you know,
got them.
stereotypical girl
Thanks,
colors
Bluey and
as we see them.
Bacon.
you
All
know.
right, you
Right.
legends have fun.
But I mean,
Dad's
it makes
gonna put his
sense. She
feet
is a
up.
blue healer.
No.
Right.
You have to play too. In the dress-up.
Oh, no, everybody has to play too.
Please.
Also, the fact that the kids solve their problems
Okay,
on their own.
one
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they cooperate. Like, that's something I appreciate too. Like, they actually make an effort to cooperate
Is
instead of,
everyone happy with
you
their
know,
dress-ups?
Yes.
or they make
No.
agreements.
You look
You know.
beautiful, mate. But there's more in the dress-up box if you want to change your costumes.
The dad's in a baby. Okay. All right. Let's change costume. All right. So we're rescuing the princess. So I feel like we need like an adventure hat. Maybe let's do this hat. It feels very adventure-y.
Hooray!
Okay. All right. So we have to rescue the princess.
Great! Time to rescue the princess.
Okay, gang, like before, we have to find a way through to rescue Princess Muffin.
Okay, but we have to do it without touching the lava.
Okay, no lava. Okay. All right. So. Oh dear. Whoop. 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 There we go.
Andrew.
Muffin.
Flamingo
Muffin,
Queen.
We're here to rescue you.
Good. It's tiring waving and looking pretty. This is your reward for rescuing me.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, shiny. Thanks, Muffin.
Wow, that's fancy.
Let's go, Muffy. We got to get back for lunch.
Okay, Dad.
Oh,
Dr.
girls.
Living I
Was there
presume.
anything you wanted to ask Uncle Stripe before we go?
Oh, yeah. Uncle Stripe, do you remember making a treasure map when you were a kid?
Oh, the
Remember?
treasure
How
map.
could I forget? I still keep it with me in my wallet.
Okay.
Really?
Here, have a look.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Uncle Stripe, what is the treasure?
Well, when we were kids, we had the greatest toy in the world. It was...
Dad, I'm busting. Let's go.
In a minute, Muffy.
But I'm busting.
God, sorry, girls. We have to go. Don't lose that.
Bye, Bluey. Bye, Bingo. Bye, Muffin. Look, Bingo. We got another piece of the map. Just one more piece to go. Hooray!
Great job! You finished the episode. Now you can play Ground is Lava.
Nice. Okay. Alright. Okay. I'm pressing A. Okay.
Hold A?
A.
No.
I think the game might be a little... No? Okay.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Is it...
Hit start? Start right here. No.
Well, that's
Episode
weird.
finished and game unlocked. Oh no.
Well, it did something weird.
And what was that weird thing?
This said that it was the Video Game Awards instead of Bluey. Hang on. But that shouldn't affect how...
No, it was fine. I could see the game. I could see the game was fine.
Yeah. Okay. Menu. Here, maybe if I... Oh, there it goes.
Okay.
Okay.
Select character.
A.
Oh, you gotta hit start first. Oh. Oh, it's reconnecting.
Okay.
This
Muffin's gonna grow up to be one of those suspects of Mark narrations or lost genre Reddit stories, isn't she? Get all Muffin and Uncle Stripe collectibles.
Try hitting the X.
The Xbox button again.
There we go. And start.
And start.
Oh
No.
my god.
Okay. Alright, what if I take it off and press A? It's reconnecting. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no. Here, I'm gonna put it back in. Okay, it made a sound. A, B, C, D, A. Oh my gosh. Oh no! Am I gonna have to pull up a Chilla's Art game?
Oh,
I downloaded all the Chilla's Art games, so next time I play a Chilla's Art game and finish it at like in an hour, I could play another one.
yeah.
But oh no. Oh no. So much glitch. Okay. Here, you know what? Let's try the PlayStation controller.
Yeah. It's not the same connector.
Oh.
You need to.
Dagnabbit.
You need to use this one.
Okay.
I'm sticking with the you pissed off a ghost theory.
I'm friends with ghosts, man. I've had some interesting experiences. What I find with ghosts is you want to just be chill with them and they will leave you alone. I mean, that's pretty much how it is. Okay, let's try PlayStation. Okay. Okay. PlayStation. It's either pissing off a ghost or angered whoever God put in charge of Mondays. On a Tuesday.
Oh my god.
What?
No, press the PlayStation button first, maybe? Okay, now hit start. The options button.
Okay. Alright.
Can you...
Here, let me try restarting the game.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay. Let's see. I may have to just quit the game. Alright. I hate to suggest... Oh, what's the suggestion, Digi? Yeah, restart the game. Okay. Close window. Alright, let's try again. Oh, that's weird. Now you're seeing my VTube Studio. Okay. Bluey.
Controller isn't supported. Okay, yeah.
Ah.
Well, it's a case of like A, B, X, Y and stuff like that, so
Yeah. Well, let's do this. Hang on. Let's try plugging in the Xbox controller again. Okay. Now, plug in again. Okay. Alright. Let's try again. I hope it saves everything. Here. There we go. Alright, there we go. And, hello me. Why is my head tilted over? Okay, now VTube Studio's giving me heck. Okay. I don't look that miserable right now, I promise. Oh no. Okay, hang on. Let me try something really quick with VTube Studio. Just to get me working again. Okay. Okay.
Oh, everything broke.
No, yeah, VTube Studio broke on me.
Oh no.
It wasn't picking up my movements anymore. Okay, there we... Yeah, my model's stuck. Well, that's great. Wonderful, okay. Sorry, guys. Continue.
Oh. Okay,
Alright.
good, looking good.
Alright,
Okay.
we're back home. Alright. You can tell exactly what's wrong with it. If
Where
it's,
did you put your sticker book, kids?
it's right here. The sticker book is in every
You
room.
can now go and find these collectibles in the playground.
We can now find
Where
the
do you want to
collectibles in
go?
the
Travel to
playground.
the healer house. Travel to the playground.
We'll go to the playground.
Travel to the playground.
Okay, so... Oh, here, look. Nah. There's a sparkly... Look, it's a leaf friend.
Oh,
Leaf
so
friend.
pretty.
Okay. Alright. Great. There's also a flamingo. Okay. B. Cowboy hat. Oh, we get the cowboy hat. Okay.
Yay.
Now that everything's back to normal.
I can tell you exactly what's wrong with it. It's dead.
Hey, I had to quote
I
that.
can tell you exactly what's wrong with it. It's dead.
X.
Oh, so pretty.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So we also have to find flamingos. Looks like lacrosse paddles or something. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, here we go.
Hey.
Oh,
field
so
hockey stick.
pretty.
Yes, and the volleyball.
That's one of three sports
Yes,
things.
and the
I guess.
volleyball.
So pretty.
Yay! We finally have the volley. I used to nanny this little boy, and he made up his own game. He just called it volleyball instead of volleyball. And essentially, volleyball was hockey. So, yeah, he made his own game, and it was called volleyball, and it was hockey. Okay. Let's see. Let's find other things. Let's run. Oh. Oh, wow. We can go far. Okay. Oh, there's a newspaper. Alright.
Oh,
Got
so
a newspaper.
pretty.
Great. And it looks like there's something in the back. Okay. B. Alright. Schmoop, schmoop, schmoop. Oh, look, there we go.
Oh, so pretty.
It's a tennis racket. It's like tennis racket? Lacrosse? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tennis racket. Lacrosse is a uniquely American game because it was created by the Iroquois Nation.
Yes, I have heard that. This is an Xbox controller. Okay. There's another tennis racket.
Oh, so pretty.
Oh, so pretty. Okay. Let's find other stuff. Here we go. Jumpy jump. Jump. Oh. How about jumpy, jumpy, jump? Oh, down here. It's a hockey. We've got the hockeys.
Oh, so pretty.
I think that's all of them. Yep. Nope, it's 2. I thought I had another one. Okay. What about... But yeah, volleyball was hockey. Without a hockey puck, it was usually with a ball of a sort. What? But I want to get up there. No. Why you no let me? Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh, so pretty.
The newspaper is pretty. Okay. Alright, let's go.
Oh, so pretty.
I'm managing to keep my language appropriate for a children's game. I haven't been, I think the most I've screamed was panda.
So
Help me.
So you're trying to be as say-so as possible.
Yes, I said heck. What the
Oh.
heck? Uh-oh.
Jump up.
Oh, I can go around, I think. No! What? Okay. Alright, so maybe we have to go up here and then jump across to the Pavlova. There we go.
Oh, so pretty.
Pavlova!
Pavlova.
The funny thing about Pavlova is both Australia and New Zealand argue that it's their national dessert, but I believe it was invented in a completely different country from both of them.
Pavlova.
Unless I'm wrong, but I think it was invented in, I know it's named for...
It just says, named after Russian ballerina
Oh,
Anna
so
Pavlova,
Right.
originating in Australia or New Zealand.
Okay, so even the internet doesn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Lily friend? Look, it's Friendo!
Oh, so pretty.
Okay. Alright.
This looks nice. It almost kind of
The
reminds me.
pavlova.
Kind of reminds me of Baked Alaska. In a way.
When we make, so I'm gonna make some chickpea snacks for Panda. When we make it, we can save the liquid it comes in, because that's aquafaba, and you can use it instead of egg whites to make meringues. And that is what pavlova is essentially. It's a meringue with a bunch of fruits and some whipped cream.
Oh, so pretty.
Not so fun fact, the Daily Wire made a Bluey knockoff starring Rob Schneider. If you're wondering how that turned out, it's a Daily Wire Asylum of Bluey starring the guy from the Hot Chick. How do you think it went?
And that sounds like a disaster.
It basically just shows how certain people just cannot
so
create
pretty.
culture.
Yeah. Well, it's like the Pop-Tarts movie.
Yeah.
That was pretty terrible.
Yeah. Although, to be perfectly honest, the Pop-Tarts Bowl in college football has been a memeable thing of its own for a while now. And like, talk about people that
so
understood
pretty.
the assignment, you know?
Is that blood on the side of the basketball?
I don't know. There was a Pop-Tarts movie, says Digi.
Oh, that terrible, what was it called? That terrible movie. What was it called?
Unfrosted.
Unfrosted,
Oh,
yeah.
so pretty.
Oh, directed by and starring Jerry Seinfeld. That explains everything.
Yeah. That was such a stupid movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there were fun kids in that movie, but, okay, B. Okay. More stuff. We have to find more stuff.
I see. I'm used to calling it Unfrosted because they didn't get permission to call it Pop-Tarts. When you said Pop-Tarts movie, I went, they Lego movied Pop-Tarts. Although, if they did that, I think that would actually be pretty good.
Travel to the playground.
Because, like, if they actually, like, Lego movied Pop-Tarts and, like, you know, it was like Pop-Tarts bites going around and doing Pop-Tarts things
Right.
with a live-action through line. That,
Right.
You know, just like the Lego movie. I think that would work.
Yeah, probably. Okay. How come it doesn't do the bonky sound here in this level? It did the bonky sound in the home level. Do I go in the water? No, it won't let me go in the water. Okay. Where's... Alright, I need the pavlova, and I need the other little leafy friend. Leaf friend. Pavlova, we're hungry and we want to share it with our leaf friend. Pavlova. Leafy. Do, 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 do. Okay, let's try. We didn't really go... Yeah, it's so weird the random places everybody walks in this game. What if I go in here? No. What if I go up here? No.
If you go up there.
What if I do? Who's gonna argue with me? I can do what I want.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, like the Pop-Tarts movie. Oh my, what the? He's wearing a... What is...
He's wearing a bonnet.
Yeah, a bonnet. Here it is. That was the word. I almost called it a bassinet.
Here, you know what? Let's do this. Let's put a different hat on. Do we have, like, a good detective hat? I don't think we have a good detective hat. We'll have to do this one.
Oh no, I love stinky feet, boy.
What? Okay. Wait, how do I get out of here now? Uh-oh. Oh. There we go. That was weird. What if I... Can I pick this up? What if I do this? Can I... Ooh! I've got an achievement for catapulting something off the seesaw. Okay. Hey, I got an achievement. Okay. Where... Okay. Where is friend-shaped friend? Have I missed something over here? In the tree? No. I don't see any, like, glittering things anymore. Oh, up there. The Pavlova's up there. What the heck? Oh, shoot. How do I get up there? No, Pavlova. I want my Pavlova. Yay! This is so safe right now. This is like the safest thing right now. We are standing on top of a place we should not be standing. That is super safe, kids. Okay, I know there was a little leaf friend over there last time. So, leafy friend. Leaf friend. Oh, we didn't really... What about this one? Nope. Won't let us do that. Can we play with this one? No. Those things are weird. There are some weird things on playgrounds these days. I don't understand some of the choices that have been made. Like, who comes up with these weird playground toys that make no sense? Oh, we just need little leaf friend. Where are you, Leafo? Leafy the leaf friend. Well, if there's something I learned from the Pavlovas is that sometimes you need to look up, which is... I haven't been to a playground in a while. Like, what weird thing? This one, like, you stand on the edge and then you turn around. And this thing, like, what even... How's that supposed to even work? Am I... Okay. I don't know. Wait, did I... No. Okay, I thought I saw something, but I didn't. Goodness, this is like trying to play, I'm on observation duty. The kitty safe zipline, yeah, I guess so.
Travel to the playground.
Okay. No. No. Okay, B. I don't think the game cares if you... Like, you could still go everywhere. So let's go somewhere else. It's 9:47. We still got a little time. Let's... Here.
travel to the treasure map.
Hey, go to the next episode. Let's do the
Treasure
next
map.
episode. Okay. Oh, look at all those
Look alive,
pillows.
Squirts. Your Uncle Rad is here.
Wait, you can't come through.
What? Why not?
Geki is still up there.
Geki is
Well, I'm
still
going to
up
answer the
there.
door, and you need to ask Uncle Rad about the treasure.
No!
Why?
Hello? Anyone there?
Can you meet us round the back?
Sure. No worries.
All right, come on.
Oh my god, that dog has the most Australian haircut. Okay, let's go find him. You'll have to, like, all the like movies I've watched that take place in Australia. There's always some guy who has this
it's him,
haircut.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, where's Uncle Rad?
Hello? Anyone there?
It's that
Hey,
long,
mate.
like, blonde surfer dude
The
haircut.
sprinklers
Yeah.
are on.
Oh.
So,
Obstacle course?
I just got a blowout.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Wouldn't want
God.
to ruin your perfect do. All right, we'll come save you.
Oh.
Yeah, Uncle
Ah.
Rad. Uncle Rad.
Uncle Rad. He's like totally radical. Oh my god. Like he has like the most totally like radical hair.
Honey.
There's only one sprinkler left. Hurry
Oh my
up.
god. Like
Dad's on the
totally.
other side.
You will not Valley Girl in this on this side of the country, honey.
But I'm supposed to. Wait, what am I? Okay, I have to move this here for some reason. I don't know why.
Climb up.
Climb. Yes.
It's short for Radley.
Radley. Okay. X.
Uncle Rad! Uncle Rad, did you bring the treasure map?
I did.
Eee!
I also brought you your Christmas present.
But it's April.
Yeah, it's a bit late. Sorry.
April.
Cadillac!
Oh no, is this like a
Latest version,
Furby?
apparently. Now with 100% more talking.
Oh, great.
Great.
This episode of Bluey is called Chattermax.
Oh no.
It's a
Done.
Furby. Kill
We'll
the
have to hide
evil.
this one too.
What?
Kill it.
You hide their toys.
Not all their toys, just that one.
Brutal.
Mom, Dad, look what Chattermax can do. Feed me! Feed me! Ugh, that voice! Feed me! Feed me! What should we feed it? Feed me! Healthy things! Feed me! Healthy things! What healthy thing? Let's look in the kitchen.
A celery. Alright, so Mystic says, we had one at the park at the bottom of the hill where I lived when I first moved to England in the summer before high school. Then one day some jerks decided they were going to grab the zip line as I was going along on it and run with me right along to the end, and the whiplash was enough to not only send me flying upwards, so I almost hit on the spool of the cable up top, but I essentially fell off and can't remember if my leg or my arm took the major impact. Oh, that's awful. Some kids, like, ugh. Alright, let's see.
What
Oh yes,
healthy things will
the
Chattermax
kitchen is
eat?
upstairs.
Stuff like fruit, carrots, asparagus, edamame beans.
Carrot horn.
Edamame beans.
Strawberries are healthy, right?
Yep. Grab them.
Elementary school was hell for me. No, I don't want to, no. I want to jump up. Yeah, there we go. High school wasn't as bad, although there are still kids
Good
who
job.
didn't like me.
Strawberry
But
secure. Let's feed them to Chattermax.
elementary school is the worst. But that's because I went to elementary school with my older brother, who was really awful to me and kind of gave everybody else an excuse to be awful to me. Because anytime I was in a school with him, there were problems. Anytime I was not in school with him, everything was pretty much fine
Here
for
we
the
are.
most part.
Let's feed our feathered friend.
Oh, jeez. Eat the strawberry.
I'm just glad it's over.
No!
And here you go, buddy.
Dad, that's not squeaky.
Nah, you won't know the difference.
Oh, he's having a tantrum now.
This is your fault.
We have to find something squeaky.
What about Rubber Ducky?
Oh yeah, in the bathroom.
Rubber ducky. Great. This toy is gonna be, like, filled with mold and stuff inside. That was before the incident when someone threatened to cut my hair and actually approached with scissors and hand it. Mystic! God, what is wrong with kids?
Ducky's in the bathtub.
Let's get that bar step to reach the edge of the tub.
Okay. The bath step. Okay.
Let's get Ducky.
Hold on, Bingo. You'll get wet.
Oh yeah.
If we turn on the tap, the water will help Ducky rise to the top and we can grab him.
Okay, Ducky.
It's working.
Right. Now we can catch Ducky.
Okay. Yeah.
Here we are. One squeaky ducky. Let's get it back to
gosh.
Chattermax.
All this to shut up a kid's toy. My goodness. Okay, I guess saying shut up isn't very say-so of me. I apologize.
We brought you something squeaky, Chattermax.
Well, at least it's educational.
Well, at least it's educational.
Make it stop.
Something pretty?
Flowers on the deck.
Let's go.
Okay, flowers on the deck. Flowers on the deck. I don't know if I can do an Aussie accent. I'd probably just end up doing a quasi-British accent.
This flower's pretty.
It's
Bluey,
pretty
it's
dead.
nearly dead.
No, it's not. We just need to
I
water
stood
it.
and basically tried to tell him to back off, saying it wasn't funny. But the bully basically pointed out almost everyone was staring at me and trying not to laugh. Oh, that's crappy. Ugh.
Okay, kids, there's a tap up here on the deck to fill it up.
Oh, the tap up here on the deck. Okay.
Nice. Fill to the top.
Yeah. Or any toy that makes noise. Toys that make noise are like the worst. The teacher wasn't in the room at the time. When she came back and found out what happened, she said I was the problem for not accepting a BS apology. Oh, that's awful.
A plant! It's growing!
Oh.
Good work,
That's
everyone.
an odd plant.
Let's feed it to that little tyke downstairs.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that they were caught before they could do anything to your hair. I mean, that's pretty messed up. Feed me pretty, okay. I will feed you the
Here
pretty.
you go, Chattermax. Something pretty. We did it! Hooray!
Okay.
Okay, that's enough excitement for today.
Nice.
Kids, can you take Chattermax into the playroom?
Nice.
Okay, Mum.
Oh, the teacher had a
Look,
history of ableism
girls
with
love
students
it.
in the past.
I can pay for that.
Mum! Dad!
Some people should not be teachers.
Chattermax has gone crazy! Get him!
Oh no.
Oh no!
Come on, let's try again.
Okay.
Oh no!
Well, but I had him.
Hold on tight.
No more Chattermax, please.
Aww.
Kids, you need to ask your Uncle Rad about the map.
Oh yeah. Uncle Rad, can we have a look at your piece of map?
Sure thing. It's here in my wallet. I remember when we buried it all those years ago. It's a funny story.
Hey!
My wallet!
The map!
Oh no.
Oh no.
He took the wallet. Chattermax took the wallet.
It's going
Goodness.
upstairs.
It can climb stairs.
It's gonna jump off the roof. No, we need to run.
To the lounge.
Why are you not running? Run more, run faster. In the kitchen. Oh no. This toy is a disaster. What the heck?
All right, where is it?
I'm worried about how quiet it suddenly is. Maybe let's check the cupboards or anywhere it might be able to hide.
We found it.
Why
Wait.
does it look like a different color?
Isn't our new Chattermax red?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Whose is this Chattermax? It looks like our old one that Dad said broke.
Does it?
Yes. We need to find our new Chattermax. I think I hear it.
Where is that coming from? Seems like it's back downstairs.
Oh my gosh, Chattermax. Oh my goodness. This is like the hamster dance. Oh no. Oh no.
Here it is.
Is it gonna hurt the gecko?
Don't let it go!
Hooray! There it is! Quick, catch it!
I've got it! Oh!
Oh no. Poor Uncle Rad. Poor Uncle Rad is hurt. This is the worst toy ever. Who came up with this awful thing? Oh my goodness.
We made it!
Man, when's this thing gonna run out of batteries?
He's got the devil eyes.
Not soon enough.
He's possessed.
Hooray!
Okay.
Well, that was relaxing.
One map piece.
Yeah, that was
as promised.
relaxing. Okay.
Thanks, Uncle Rad.
I
Thanks,
can't believe you
Uncle
hung
Rad.
on to it all these years.
Of course. My hair looks awesome in this photo.
Bluey, we've got all 3 pieces.
We've got all
Now
the
we can read the
pieces.
What does it say?
Okay. The map.
Got it! It's the creek!
The
Hid
creek.
the treasure at the creek? For
Okay.
real life?
For real life!
Can we go?
Yep, to the treasure!
To the treasure.
Great job! You
Episode
the
finished
episode.
and
Now
game
you can play
unlocked.
Chattermax Chase.
Okay. No Chattermax chase.
You found Uncle Rad's piece of map.
Okay, so it's the creek.
Let's put the treasure map piece in your sticker book for safekeeping.
Sticker
You
book.
can now go and find these collectibles in the backyard. Where
In the
do you want to go
backyard.
with the treasure map? Travel,
Let's
travel,
go to the
travel
backyard.
Travel to the backyard.
Okay. There's a Pavlova.
Oh, so pretty.
Alright.
Oh, so pretty.
So pretty. Okay. Alright. Flower crown. Aw, I want to put on the flower crown. It's cute. It's cute. Okay. Okay, the place to put on the flower crown is not here. So, well, Tennis racket.
Oh, so pretty.
Tennis. Tennis. Yeah, no. Tennis. Aussies are, it's like
Oh, so
tennis.
pretty.
Tennis. I don't know. I'm not the person you want doing accents.
Oh, so pretty.
Okay. What if I do this now? Okay. Okay. Bonk. Oh, newspaper? No, put it down. No, I don't want that. I want the newspaper. Wait. No. Is this game just kind of glitchy? Oh. I can water the flowers. Oh. Oh, there's friend. No! Get the, I don't want that anymore. Okay, maybe I have to do all the flowers and then it will let me let it go. Because some flowers are not big enough. And I saw my little friend. I want to get the little friend. Put it down. No, I don't need it. Put it down. Put it down. Ugh. Darn it.
Oh, so pretty.
Okay. Got flowers. Oh, that's how I get all the stickers for the plants, I guess. Okay. There we go. Alright, well let me go get the other leafy friend that's hiding behind the bush. Which bush? There.
Oh, so pretty.
And let me go get the newspaper. Oh my gosh. Okay, butterfly wings. Nice. Okay, we have butterfly wings. Cool. Alright. Thank you. Who puts a cake in the middle of the backyard? I don't know. Who does put a cake in the middle of a backyard?
Oh, so pretty.
I'm concerned about Bluey's sense of aesthetics because everything's pretty apparently. Here, I'm gonna put on
Grown-ups don't belong on Rock Island.
Grown-ups don't belong on Rock Island, okay. There we
So
go.
pretty.
Why is there an arrow over there? Okay.
Oh, so pretty.
So pretty. Okay. There we go. Alright, we're doing well. We're doing pretty well. Oh.
Oh, so
Oh, I didn't have to
pretty.
jump to get that one. Nice. Nice, nice. Oh, it was on the other side, I think. Oh, yes. I got up here. And then I jumped over there. No, up. No. Up. Up. No. No. There. No. Almost. Come on. Come on, Bluey. You can do it. You know what? Oh, hang on. X. No. Okay, you know what? Here. Let's... Oh. There we go. We can get that one.
Pretty.
Weird how we can reach that one and not the other one. Okay. Magician hat. Nice. Nice. Okay, we're still doing pretty well here. No. That's not what no. Oh, it's not gonna let me put it down again. Oh, really? I have a feeling it's gonna be one of these plants. Yep. Do they get real kids to do the voices? Because they do sound convincingly like real children. Okay, anything else I need to water? Need to water the plants? Bluey, water the plants.
Oh, so pretty.
Okay, I unlocked another flower. Great. Perfect. Alright. Oh no. Am I gonna... Nope, still won't let me. I have to water everything. I have to water everything. Sheesh.
Oh, so pretty.
Okay, another flower. Okay. Alright. Oh! You know what? I only just realized VTube Studio's working. Great. Wonderful. Okay. Can I put it down now? No. Oh, goodness. What a mess. I have to do everything. Okay. All the plants. And then there's all these things I can... Okay. Okay. What is that? There's like a weird thing over there. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Do I have to like double water things? Oh my gosh. I just want to pick up all the stuff. Here, can I do this?
Travel to
Aha.
the backyard.
Okay.
Travel to the backyard.
Haha! I put
Oh,
it down.
so pretty.
There we go. There we go. Okay. So I think I need to water all those plants that look like those. Okay.
Oh, so pretty.
Very pretty tennis racket. Very pretty.
Oh, so pretty.
And a very pretty hockey stick. Nurse cap. Nice. Okay. Alright. I think... Here, let's get that one.
Oh, so pretty.
Okay. So got the newspaper. And the pavlova is right there.
Oh, so pretty.
Perfect. Got the pavlova. And then
Oh, so
got the
pretty.
flamingo. There was another flamingo in the backyard, I think. Okay, let's see. Ah, yes, the flamingo up there. Okay. No. Come on. No. No. There we go. Haha, success.
Oh, so
Ah, everything. Yay. Okay. Alright. So, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna stop here.
Travel to the backyard.
Because I think some of the other plants are we're gonna get them. Oh no, wait. Let me
Travel
try
to the
one more thing.
backyard.
Let me try one more thing. Let me see if I can pick up that other ball that I wasn't able to pick up last time. If it's still there. Unless they moved it. Did they move it? They must have moved it. There it is. There we go. Well, it's saying the X button.
Oh, so pretty.
There, I had to stand on it. Perfect. Okay. Alright. Perfect. Good. All's good. Okay. Ooh, I unlocked the police hat. Okay, now it looks like Paw Patrol. Okay, and then... Okay. Oh, look.
Oh, so pretty.
Alright. Ah, speaking of these things in the house now. If you had grown up, couldn't figure that out until now, how'd a kid do it? I don't know. I don't know. I would love some answers myself. I mean, these are all the most important existential questions, really. You know, how does it work? You know, I mean, it's a mystery, really. All right, there's more flamingos and there's more tennis rackets. Let's see, where... But, wait, where's the gecko? The gecko's gone. Okay, let's go upstairs. We have to find tennis rackets and flamingos. And maybe see if we can...
Oh,
There we
so
go.
pretty.
I got it! I got the monkey. Nice. Okay, I got all the plushies. Wow, and I get fireworks and everything. Okay. I'll put you down. You can just stand there. Or you have to find flamingos. Flamingos! Flamingos! And tennis rackets. Oh, there's a tennis racket.
so pretty.
Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, some of these games, like, I sometimes wonder... Like, I will say this. This is not a bad game. I like it. This is a pretty okay game. But, you know, it is important when they make games to make them so that children can actually play
so
them.
Pretty.
Okay. Alright. Nope, no tennis racket in there. Flamingo! I think that's the third flamingo.
Oh, so pretty.
Okay, we need 2 more tennis rackets. Princess Tiara! Okay. 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 Nope, the plushie's still in there. Okay. Tennis? Anyone? Tennis? Tennis racket? Where? There's 2 tennis rackets. Where are they? Oh, there's one.
Oh, so pretty.
Alright, 1 more tennis racket. It really isn't in here? Wait. No. Okay, no. I need a tennis. I need a tennis racket. Yeah, this is a seriously nice house. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Is it hiding in here somewhere? I need to move some stuff. And what are those round thingies? I don't know. They're very strange. Okay, and that's Mom and Dad's room. And we got the monkey down. Perfect. Wait, out here? Tennis racket? No. Oh, it's down here. It's hiding back here.
Oh, so pretty.
There we go. Alright, we got that, and that. So let's look at the...
Travel to the backyard.
Okay,
Travel
we
to the
still have to
playground.
find... Let's see if we can find the leaf friend in the playground.
Travel to the playground.
Alright, let's try again. Leaf friendo, where are you? Leaf friendo. Leafy friend of leaves. Oh gosh, what if it's on top of one of the light poles too? No, that's not gonna get us any leaf friendos. No, where's the leaf friendo? Watch it be somewhere obvious. No. No. It was right here. Okay, we got the leaf, friendo.
So pretty.
Okay. Totally missed the leaf. Okay, let us go to here.
Travel to the playground. Treasure map.
Let's do the treasure map.
The treasure map on the roof, but then it dropped through the kitchen window and started slithering around the house.
Okay.
And neither of us had a clue what.
Mom, can we go to the creek?
Not now, Squirts. Granddad's here for a visit.
So we'd never had to catch one of these things before.
Mom,
Bluey.
Oh, why don't I come and play with you so Mum can finish the story?
Okay.
Bluey, how about we play?
I'm sure a lot of conversations in Australia involve
Ooh, okay.
strange animals that get in your
wait,
house
Hang on.
that may potentially be poisonous
Ah,
or venomous.
Magic xylophone.
I thought you were helping.
You're on your own.
Freeze!
This episode of Bluey is called Treasure.
Treasure.
What happened to him?
It's the kids' magic xylophone. When they hit it and say, freeze, then you're stuck like that.
Huh?
Yeah.
For how long?
Until you hit the xylophone again and say, unfreeze.
That's a rough deal.
Unfreeze.
Why can't the people who aren't frozen save the person who is?
Well, it's not how we usually play. But I'll allow it. But how do we unfreeze people without the xylophone?
What if we use their tail?
Ding! Can we have another go with the new rules?
Sure, let's do a practice run.
You can practice on me if you like.
Okay. Wait. Okay, why am I not moving again? What? Okay. Well, you know, we should end here anyway, because it's getting kind of on the late side. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end here. Let us end Bluey. We'll say goodbye to Bluey. Bye, Bluey. Okay. Let's find somebody to raid. Here. I don't know why all this stuff is showing up. That is so weird. I've never had that before. I'm gonna go just chatting. There we go. Alright, let's find somebody to raid. Who can we raid? Let's see. Like a dragon. Persona 4 maybe? Or just want to check what everybody's doing. Okay. Alright, let's go raid Rennie. She's playing Persona 4. So let's do that. And let's call it a night. Have a great night, you guys. And maybe I'll come back to this game. I'm not sure. But we will be back tomorrow. I will be doing a co-working stream at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thursday, I will be playing more Silent Hill 2 with Panda. And then Friday, I will be doing another daytime 1 p.m. Co-working stream. All right. So bye, everybody. Have a good night.